Hey guys, and welcome back. We actually made it to our third episode. It's kind of a condensed one. We're gonna do November and December together because holidays, people doing stuff, busy. When really do we have the time to sit down and actually talk about stuff? So we're gonna do both of them together this month. This is Casual Critics. You got Anthony Dane here with you, and up Josh Bratton. You're here.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? And joining
Not
us
much, man.
from Minnesota is Mike Linetti.
Hi.
What's up? A lot of stuff actually happened here. How are you doing, Josh?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Been busy. Work and a whole lot of Final Fantasy 15 with a little bit of Division and Destiny sprinkled in.
That sounds amazing, actually, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. What about you, Mike? How you doing?
Living the dream.
Rough week. It's only, what, Tuesday?
No. Doing good. Kind of the same boat. Final Fantasy 15, and I bought a bunch of games off the last sale, so I've kind of been playing those a little bit, but mostly Final Fantasy.
Yeah, what, that Black Friday sale, right?
Yeah, I got Mad Max, Batman, and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. It was all under like $40.
Oh yeah, I picked up the Borderlands Handsome collection as well. I was playing a little Borderlands 2, trying to relive that from my 360 days, but
No time to get to it now that Final Fantasy's out, right?
no,
Yeah.
didn't last long. Yeah, not
Yep.
long at all.
Weird
Luckily,
how-
I can go back and dig around with that whenever. So
True. That's actually what we're going to be talking about tonight is Final Fantasy. I know I can't stop playing it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are the same way. Mike, it took you a minute to actually get into this.
Yeah, it didn't click right away. It took about 12 hours before it finally sunk its hooks into me.
nope, midnight, jumped right on it. Tony was about 45 minutes late because he was dumb and didn't download it in time.
Yeah.
I asked him about that.
Well, the thing was, it was downloading, and it was scheduled to finish before midnight, and this was like 4 hours before that. It was like 8 o'clock at night, so I had plenty of time. And there was Josh, you and I, we just started playing Destiny, and it like
Because mine was done.
yeah, yours was done. Mine was still downloading, and it killed the bandwidth, so my game didn't download as fast. So midnight comes along, and I still have like 40 minutes to download this fucking thing. Oh, it was hell, but it was fun watching Josh play. We actually streamed it. It's on the channel if you wanted to watch the first hour and a half.
Something like that. Very limited special for the intros, mostly tutorial and figuring out all the buttons and me being like, what the fuck is going on? Because there are some things that are very different than the last Final Fantasies I've played, and some that are, I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Let's talk about a couple other things, because I mean we could talk about Final Fantasy all night. In fact, we probably will. I have the game on right now, so. What else have you been playing this month, Mike? Josh, you already mentioned that Destiny and Final Fantasy have been in there. We'll talk a little bit about Division here too. Did that?
Sounds good.
Mike, what else you got?
Most played around with the Dishonored 2 a little bit. That was pretty good. That major Division patch dropped, so I sunk a lot of time into that. Other than that, I mean, the Resident Evil 7 demo. Other than that, I mean, not really anything besides Final Fantasy.
I cannot wait.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We need to get your streaming reactions of you playing that game up there too.
We played the demo like almost simultaneously, but there was that one part I got ahead of you because you died or fell behind or something, and I found that enemy in the basement. Oh my god, I nearly jumped through the roof.
Incredibly unnerving. Josh, I'm telling you, you have to try this demo.
I want to. One of these days, like on a weekend, we have the time. I'll get a little messed up in the head, play that, and watch me scream like a girl, just like everybody else.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for that. God. Actually, we just finished watching the awards were last weekend and PSX.
Yep.
That was last weekend. It's actually a little disappointing.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they had a few reveals, but other than that, I mean,
It was a
nothing.
little anticlimactic, I would say.
Mhm.
Like who actually won the game of the year?
Oh, for
Overwatch did.
Yeah, it was Overwatch, which kind of left us all a
Overwatch,
little
yeah.
confused.
God, it was Overwatch.
Yeah, you guys kept. Everyone I knew was claiming it was going to be Uncharted, and then no, it was Overwatch.
It had to have been Uncharted. Well, obviously it wasn't, but I mean, Uncharted was also up for everything. Like, how many nominations did it have? 7, 8?
It was everything.
like 8
it
or
was
9,
story,
yeah.
it was graphics, it was art direction. It was in every category, basically.
That's true. Well, at least I walked out of there with something. But I mean, yeah, it was like Doom, Uncharted, Overwatch. What was the other one? Titanfall, the second Titanfall,
Mm,
which actually just came out, so I don't know why that was even up for Game of the Year.
yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really watch it for the awards. I just like I knew last year they had a bunch of big game reveals, so I was just watching it for the reveals,
It's
which
like,
was actually few and far between. So
yeah, actually, it's funny because that's kind of what it's like when you go to a movie in a movie theater. You know, you go to see the
hmm
previews.
it's the world we live in.
I know, right? What was your favorite preview? I know you were super stoked for The Last of Us.
That was PSX at the Game Awards. What was it? Death Stranding. That's
Oh,
probably the only thing.
that's what it was.
That's probably the only thing that really stood out to me because it's fucking revealed that Guillermo del Toro is officially involved in the project. So it's basically Silent Hills without the Silent Hills title. So I mean, you got Norman Reedus, you got Kojima, and you got del Toro. It's basically Silent Hills.
Oh, and we got that other actor who
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
yeah, what else he's been in two things recently. Wasn't he in Star Wars?
Wasn't he in Doctor Strange?
He was in Doctor Strange. Thank you. Yes, he was the bad guy in Doctor
Talking about
Strange.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
dude's in it too. He's the bad guy in that game.
yeah.
See, I
Or if
haven't
he's
seen
not,
much about that
he
one.
looks like it.
Yeah, true story.
But
The question
yeah, that's the only thing.
is it going to be like PT, you think, or is it going to be its own?
I would bet very good money that this like Death Stranding and PT or Silent Hills, I bet good money that the story is damn near identical. The themes that it covers will be damn near identical. It's just they can't use the Silent Hill name. You know, for Silent Hill, it's a purgatory. So maybe in Death Stranding, there's a theory because they zoomed in on Norman Reedus's dog tags, and there's a bunch of equations in there that relate to like black holes. So maybe it'll be like a dimensional change instead of what Silent Hill offers. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be basically the same thing, and I'm excited for it.
Well, the Silent Hills that was PT.
It was, but the idea, the popular theory behind Silent Hills was it was Silent Hills plural. It would have dealt with timeline splits and shifts, and you interacting with yourself across different paths, like the first time you're in the hallway and the bathroom door like rattles, and then later in the demo like you're stuck in the bathroom.
Yep.
Like people were thinking that like you
Oh shit.
time itself.
Oh, that just blew my mind. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because I mean
Yeah.
that's the only thing in the trailer. Like, check it out. I put a walkthrough up on the channel so you can actually see what it's like. It's only like a half hour long.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
No.
Yeah, like you're
That's
stuck in the
the
bathroom and
physics.
you're going through the same hallway. So
Yeah, so like that was one of the theories why it was called Silent Hills plural. Like it would deal with multiple timelines, multiple versions of yourself. So with Death Stranding, if you're dealing with black holes and interdimensional stuff, you have a chance to explore the same themes. You're just not going to be in a creepy deserted town. You're going to be across different dimensional planes. So
that's
I
the
think it's going to be
concept.
basically the same thing. I think it's going to be basically the same thing. And Sony snatched Kojima right up after he was cut loose from Konami. And I think that was smart on their part because Death Stranding is a PS4 exclusive. So it'll be interesting. But year 2019, 2020, Kojima doesn't work that fast.
He's
Either
pretty
way.
slow from everything I've noticed, so he takes his time for good stuff.
But I was kind of talking to Tony about this now because Kojima is on his radar. He gets to experience all the stuff us Metal Gear fans have been doing for years. Like every time there's a new trailer, people tear that thing to fucking shit and overanalyze anything. Like in the Death Stranding trailer, they zoomed in on Del Toro's little. He has a pin on his lapel. It says the United Cities of America. So it's like, what the hell is that about? So
There's already
See, I never
two,
got
so-
into Metal Gear. I had some friends who were big into it, and I watched them play, but it's not something I ever got around to playing. So
love symbolism and tying shit together in like 6 different ways. It's a rabbit hole with him. So now with Death Stranding, like it's all starting over again.
Gotcha.
Kind of like the PT trailer or the PT demo, because
Oh,
you weren't
yeah.
given directions on how to do that. People had to get online or they were like trying to, everybody was like trying to figure it out. There were threads. People were freaking out when they found something new, kind of like this new Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
much
No,
more
yeah.
difficult.
But no, I mean, from the Game Awards, I mean, that was the only thing that really stood out to me. I mean, I got really excited, and Tony did a little bit too, because Gearbox said, "Oh, we have an announcement," and I jokingly said, it's either going to be something Duke Nukem related, or it's going to be a remaster of some bullshit IP they own. But like, pie in the sky. Maybe it'll be Borderlands 3. And no, what is it? It's a remaster of a bullshit IP, and they added two people into it. It's like,
Yeah, you called it.
fucking Gearbox, get your shit
I would
together.
have shit my pants if they had dropped Borderlands 3. I would have bought that thing midnight and probably taken the day off and stayed up all night playing it because I loved Borderlands 2. Never completely finished it, but played the fuck out of it.
Oh, me and Tony played it extensively on PS3. Like
Got the Handsome Collection. We can get online once we're done with Final Fantasy, and we'll just run through it again.
Wait, you have it too, don't you, Mike? You have the Handsome Jack collection.
I did, and I platted both of them again, and all the deals.
Oh, you're already done? Damn it! Why'd you have to jump ahead of everyone?
It was on sale. It was on sale for like $25 a year ago. I was like, $25 for 2 games? Why not?
Did you do the pre-sequel one?
Yep.
Oh, well, shit. Never mind then. I mean, it was only $14 during the Black Friday, so I was like, fuck it, yeah, I'm buying this.
Oh yeah, freaking during the Black Friday thing, I told Tony Tales from the Borderlands, $1.50.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I watched like a walkthrough or trailer of that when it first came out. Those kind of like the Telltale games for me just aren't like where you're like walking and just like pick and choosing things just don't strike my fancy really.
No, the story has to be solid.
Which is what I heard it was, but
for $1.50, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my couch. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I have that in my pocket and change.
Yeah. I saw that. I was just like, good Lord, man, if you don't own it for $1.50, man.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Well then, okay, so it was PSX that gave us the good stuff. So, well, I know the one thing I'm really excited for, and I'm probably not going to get it when it first comes out because I've already beaten all of them, but Crash Bandicoot is finally coming back.
Oh, yeah, the remaster, or the Insane Collection, I think it's called.
Yeah, they remastered 1, 2, and 3. Is that right?
Well, I think it was done from the ground up for PS4, so it's basically a remake at this rate.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they showed cross demo, like the original versus the now, and the maps are exactly the same, but it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I never played it.
I never got into Crash Bandicoot, but I would jump on it for like once it drops in price. I hate to say, but I would definitely play it.
A lot of those remasters, I'm in the same boat. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool that you could play with better graphics and upgraded whatever, but I'm not about to drop like the big money for something that's old and like just for nostalgia's sake. Like, if you wait and let me, take some time and whatnot, then yeah, I'm in. But
yeah.
Oh no, I fully agree with you. But this is like. There was a huge thing going on for years about how Sony wasn't bringing back Crash Bandicoot in any way, shape, or form. That they were done with him. Like
it's because Activision owns the rights, technically.
Yeah, there was this huge controversy for the longest time about him being only a mascot and never returning. Like, they wouldn't put him in those battle games until just recently, last year.
I forgot about that.
Here you go. Here's something for you. Over under, I don't know, I'm making up bullshit here, but they're remastering this. They waited so long for it that it's going to be trying to turn into a movie property shortly. They're trying to see if they can cash in on nostalgia, see what the testing the waters and see what it's like. Because they're trying to do a lot of video game movies coming out. Like Sonic is in the work. There's a fucking Tetris one coming out. That's actually there is literally a Tetris. Like, I don't know what the storyline would be for that, but that's been like greenlit to get like people working on it.
I accidentally had the long blue bar go horizontal. I went into a depression and I needed help.
I mean, like Crash Bandicoot, Sonic, those type of characters are things that people would want to probably like. They would translate well. So I think it would be something that if it sells well, if it does well, it'd be something you see not that far in the future.
No, you raise a valid point. Yeah, I could see that.
I feel like when they do a lot of those remasters of like childhood, you'll see properties like that coming back through.
Yeah, I kind of see it for two things. Like you said, like it's just playing on your nostalgia. But I also feel like maybe it's also the game studios like testing the waters. Like, hey, if this sells well enough, should we create like another installment in this series?
Yeah, I mean that's a given as well. Yeah, they want to see if they can still milk it for whatever. There's so many movies getting greenlit coming up, like for the weirdest things. So like there's a Barbie coming up soon too, but that's like whatever.
If they can make a movie on Battleship, I'm pretty sure they can make a movie on Tetris.
Well, first off, Battleship was terrible. I don't know why. I never watched it, but just the trailer.
I never saw it.
Nope.
Fucking Rihanna on that shit. Like, come on, man. No Rihanna's a fucking naval officer. Give me my ass. It was her. The only two people I could remember off the top of my head is her and his name Taken guy, Rajal Gould.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are the only
Taken
two off
guy.
the top of my head. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name right there. I've drawn a blank.
Oh,
Yeah.
no worries. I
What
was
else,
not gonna look that up.
What else hit PXX?
Oh, I was really excited to see the new Logan trailer.
Oh, there was a new trailer? I completely missed that.
No,
You mean
that's
Last of Us?
Last of Us, Logan, they're the same
Oh,
fucking
gotcha.
thing.
Everyone's made that joke.
It's like, what?
Seriously, if you watch the trailer for The Last of Us 2, if you were to put in, like, I don't know what song they used, but if you put in Johnny Cash's song, like in Logan, it would be the same damn trailer. Except instead of it being about Logan, it's about the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh man, like I'll show you a picture, Josh, just so you can see what. Cause you never played that game.
I have not, no.
Have you?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
surprised they actually announced the second one at PSX
Why?
because it's freaking 3 years down the road.
Oh, well, maybe they're just trying to get everybody's hype up.
I was actually surprised that they showed as much as they did, because like in the trailer, like it's panning out of the woods, and then there's that stop sign with the Firefly symbol spray painted on it, and it cut to black.
Yep.
Like I figured that was just the whole trailer, like, or the whole teaser, but then they had that whole scene with Joel and Ellie. Like I was surprised they even had that much.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. What were you saying? Like I never actually finished the game, so I can't put too much into it.
And I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh.
I'm torn. Like I'm very happy there's a sequel, but I'm disappointed that it's a continuation of Joel and Ellie's story, because it ended so perfectly and it felt like such a self-contained story that unless the second one knocks it out of the park, you know how like any sequel, it can detract from the original. So if they fuck up it, I can't say anything because you haven't beaten it, but like it ends perfectly. It wraps up everything nice. And it's a great story, great game. And it's just like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel like The Last of Us could have been like Silent Hill. Like the only recurring character is the world itself. I mean, they created such an amazing world that you could have gone anywhere. You could have gone to like Canada in the north where it'd be all snowy and frozen. You could have post-apocalyptic game in the American Southwest. Like there's just so many places you could go in this world, but they're sticking with the same two characters. It's just irks me a little.
Yeah. When you put it, no, you're
Tony,
absolutely
I just got that picture you sent me, and you were right. That literally looks like the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's the whole it's an escort mission, and it's like post-apocalyptic, and then you kind of get that same feel from Logan, but the gravity that they put on Logan in that movie trailer and escorting this child is the same sort of gravity that they give to The Last of Us. It's it's Naughty Dog, the guys who've done Uncharted, so it's all story driven. That's just kind of how it is, and exclusive too. It's so good, but I can't. So many other games get in the way, and I can't ever get back to it. Kind of my problem. But speaking of which, Uncharted 4 DLC. What the hell is that about? I saw that they announced Uncharted 4 stuff, but without.
We don't know if it's Uncharted 4 DLC or just standalone game that takes place in the Uncharted universe. But it's Chloe from Uncharted 2 and 3, and then Nadine Ross from 4. So
it's funny, is when Uncharted 4 came out, I was there the day it released. Like I bought the hard disk, and a guy at the counter was like, "Do you want to spend an extra $15 for the DLC?" I'm like, "No, I'll wait until it hits the store, etc." He's like, "Well, it's a discount now, and apparently there's a DLC that's gonna like finish off the story after the ending of this game disc." So I'm like, okay. I thought it was included, but no, apparently it was like a code for something that's going to come out, and I'm still waiting for it.
It might be part of the season pass, because the season pass is 2 multiplayer packs and then 1 story DLC.
Well, that must be it. The story.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only reason I'm still holding on to the game disc. Like, I platinumed that one in a week.
Well, they've come out and said that it's going to be like the story DLC for The Last of Us. Left Behind, it was standalone. Like you didn't need to own the original game. You could just buy the DLC and still play it just fine. And that's what the Lost Legacy is. Like you can buy that DLC, but you don't need to own Uncharted 4.
Son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
Man,
Yeah.
I would have got so much more for this if I had turned it in when it came out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well, whatever.
I probably should sell my copy.
Really care about anything else that showed up during PSX. Nothing really comes to mind.
Honestly, for me, it was probably The Last of Us 2. I mean,
Yeah.
they announced they had a new Resident Evil 7 trailer, but we already knew about that.
Yeah, and the demo came out that night. And that
Yep.
was the night everybody started digging into it. That was the night that we played it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course they solved it after we went to bed.
Right, couldn't take it anymore. There's actually a
No.
stream of it on the channel. It's like 2.5, but you can skim through it, and we figured everything out except the very last part, and that was the 5th body to find the coin that apparently travels with you when you get the game.
Yeah, it transfers over to your main game, but no one really knows what it's supposed to unlock or do even, so...
Yeah, but they said the same damn thing when the Final Fantasy 15 demo was out, the Platinum demo. Like, you finish this, you'll get Carbuncle.
Carbuncle. Mm-hmm.
I'm 40 hours into this game. I'm in chapter 13, which is the second to last chapter of the game. I'm level 51. I have no Carbuncle. I'm really salty about that. False promises.
Damn you, Square Enix.
Yeah, but actually, before this game came out, because I just want to keep talking about this. It came out last week.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, since this is like a double month thing and trying to get all that stuff out of the way real quick, the game that we played the most before Final Fantasy dropped is a game that's not expected because it was deemed to be so terrible that it wasn't even worth playing, and anybody who bought the DLC for it pretty much hated themselves. It was The Division.
Mm-hmm.
And we just
I'm still not sold on it overall. It's got a lot better, but to me it's still not great. But go ahead.
Yeah, like for the longest time, for a good solid 3 months after it came out, it wasn't worth playing. Once you hit the cap, there was really no end game. They gave us raids, but they were ridiculously hard. Everything.
It was shit. Just call it what it was. It was shit.
Yeah.
It was absolute shit. And then they just came out. When did that come out? October?
Yes.
Like the
late September, early October, somewhere around there.
Somewhere October time.
Yeah, like October, this patch came out that completely corrected the game and basically made it what it should have been from the beginning. And like, what all did they add to it? I know you pretty much know what they all were. Like, I can name a few of them off, but
they basically just they basically rebalanced the whole game, because for the longest time the level cap was 229 and we were only like 180, because all the good shit was tied to stuff that you needed a group of 4 to do, and that's the only way to get good gear. So they went back, they rebalanced the entire game. Basically everything is soloable now except for incursions, but
the raids.
So it's like, and now gear drop, you can kill a random dude in the street and you'll get raid level gear. No, they just rebalanced everything. Gear drops left and right, and it's progression. Like, it wasn't stagnant spinning your wheels that we were doing for months on end. Like, it was actually making progress, like getting the pieces of gear you want, getting the guns you want, increasing your overall gear score, and just having fun. So
true. I mean, it really did make things so much easier. And it wasn't but the DLC, and what the DLC gave us, despite getting it a month after Xbox, those bastards, was the Underground, which was like you were able to run missions that would only last like 10 minutes, and like you said, raid gear drops from random guys, so you could go through one 10-minute mission and you'll get like 9 or 10 pieces of raid gear. But it's worth seeing said, because I mean, like, if you compare it to Destiny, I mean, in a Destiny raid you get maybe 6 pieces of good stuff. So 15. Yeah, there were 15 different gear sets, and there's 6 items.
6 items in each set.
Yeah, so that's 90 pieces of raid gear that you would collect if you wanted all the sets. So when and you get all the same ones, so the frequency that they were dropping is actually reasonable.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, and plus if you're in a group, you can transfer items. So like, if you got someone who's trying for a specific build, oh, I got this piece, do you want it? Oh yeah, sure, why not? And then you can just trade it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you only had half an hour to do it, but that was just it was like the cherry on top for actually going for loot. They basically changed the game to a loot game like Diablo. Like, that's the reason you're going through this.
So, I mean, you guys, what took me from like 150 to maxed out in like 5 hours, if that, not even, like some stupid
Yeah,
It was like
It-
2
it-
hours or something like that.
Yeah, under 3, and we
Yeah.
like bumped you up to max score. It's like
Because I hadn't played since what, like maybe a handful of weeks after it first started. We played, and then I was
Yeah.
like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll dip out." Jump
Yeah.
back on for the patch, and it is a lot nicer. Like, it's a lot smoother. The trading, like you said, is great because not especially for the three of us, we don't all play the same. I'm mostly like the healer type, and you guys are little running gunnies. So whenever you get the piece of raid gear or whatever that I'm looking for, you drop it, I pick it up. There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And they
Yep.
weren't like before the patch. It was everybody was like a bullet sponge, It took
Oh,
forever.
God.
to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, headshots alone, as satisfying as getting a headshot is, they were next to near impossible to get before the patch, and then afterwards, like 2 shots into the head and dead.
Yeah, no, they rebalanced everything, and it brought back a lot of players, and it's a step in the right direction. And be interesting to see what the next survival DLC, see if that entices us at all. But it's a step in the right direction compared to what it was before, which was just a slog.
Yeah, that actually comes out in about 2 weeks. Josh, do you know what that's about?
I watched the trailer for it. It's kind of like a oh
Battle
goddamn.
Royale.
Yeah, like oh Jesus Christ, can't think of the term. We're just like waves of like enemies, and you just kind of keep going for it.
Not
Or
exactly.
I might be confused.
No.
That would probably be better to describe like an arena, which happens a lot in DLC packs. And this is survival. This is like the purest base of survival you can get in a third-person shooter. You're dropped into the city with nothing but a pistol, and so you have to actually loot the ground into stuff, and you have to like put clothes on because you're gonna get cold. You're outside. You have to survive, and if you die, you die. You lose everything.
It's a lot like
over.
was it not H1Z1? But there was another game before that where like it's like a huge open world, and you don't have anything to start with. You have to run around.
Mm-hmm.
DayZ.
Yes,
DayZ.
thank you, DayZ. It's a lot like that.
Yeah. It's
exactly.
Yeah, it's basically how long can you
interesting.
survive.
And you can do it with your friends. You can have 2 different zones too. So if you want to play PvP, you can do that.
Yep.
If you don't want PvP, they have a PvE where there's no other multiplayer. It's just AI. So if you don't want to get dicked around by a couple of assholes who just want to be pricks randomly, you can have that part of it and still play with your friends. So
that'll be fun to play for me, but I will get annoyed and fed up with that real quick. Like I'm sure it'll be, but God, having people just like camp in your like naked, no weapon having body would just drive me insane.
Yeah, so you don't have to play with that at all.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I actually am. Well, I bought the damn DLC when it came out, so there's $40. So
yeah, I've already got it ready for it. So
yeah,
I'm at least going to try everything that comes out for it. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Fuck the damn thing.
No.
So my question for both of you guys, whoever wants to answer first, doesn't matter. How many hours into Final Fantasy are you?
What did I just say yesterday? I think I was like 15 and a half around there.
I think you're at 21.
Wait, did I say 20? I don't know. I could have lost track.
Yeah,
and
because I know you're half of what I've put on.
Oh, and you can see yours. Yeah, I was, and you've already played a little bit today. So yeah, maybe I am closer to 20. It's been what, a week?
Yeah, it's been a week.
That makes sense. I played a couple long shifts over the weekend. Yeah, it's probably close to 20.
What are you, Mike?
21 hours or so.
Damn, both of y'all have lives and shit. I can't stand it.
I work 2 jobs, man. I'm not always home.
That sounds poorly on me. No. I've been busy too. But I have been kind of dedicating a lot of time to this because I've been waiting 10 years for this game to come out, man. You guys should be as hyped as I am.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love it. And if I could keep playing it as much as you do, I would, but I just can't.
It will be done soon. Once it's platinumed, I will set it aside and figure out what it's like to get outside the house. Kidding.
No, you won't. You'll find another game.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I'm at 43 hours into this game.
Damn.
I can't get enough of it. It's kind of, now that I've gotten so far into the story, it's kind of everything I was hoping it would have been when it finally came out. See, the thing is we've been waiting 10 years for this game, so the expectation is already really high, and the fact that they're redoing everything, like the combat, for example, the fact that they got rid of magic, it's not that they got rid of it, they changed it. Yeah.
Not a fan.
So, and the fact that the map is huge. I mean, the map is like
Oh,
Skyrim.
gigantic.
Yeah, and they're only just to transport around the world, and each one of them takes a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
you get the game is flooded with quests, side quests, so you're doing fetch missions and you're running around the map. I'd say my biggest complaint about it is the size of the map and how long it takes to get from place to place, even with fast travel, which I mean the
If you
loading
really
load
want to call
time.
it
times are
fast
pretty bad.
travel,
Yeah,
it's
and the
faster travel, but I wouldn't still call it fast.
right. And like Mike, you just said the loading times.
Yeah, I mean, even if you do select the fast travel option, which costs money, fuck you, Square. But
Yeah.
it's the load screen. It's like I swear to God, it's almost just as long as you had just taken the car ride there.
It's insane, but it's a huge game. It's all open world. I mean, I get it. And the graphics
Yeah.
are so damn sharp. It's insane.
Oh, they are amazing.
I mean, Final Fantasy is known for a couple of things. It's one, it's always got to have the best game that's out there when it comes to both their story cutscenes and actual gameplay.
Yeah.
The story has to be incredible. The soundtrack to it. I mean,
Yeah.
those are the reasons that you play these games. And
Yeah.
you're not satisfied with the soundtrack, are you, Mike?
Soundtrack is good. It's the story I'm worried on. Like, it just seems so paper thin at the moment. And I play Final Fantasy for the story and for the music. And the 15 soundtrack is phenomenal. And I like how, like, in the car, like at the various towns, you can buy the soundtracks from the older games to play in
Oh,
the car as you're
That's a
driving.
cool little change. I like that.
Yeah. But no, the story just seems interesting, but it just seems so paper thin at the moment. And maybe that's because they had that whole cross media promotion. Like, they had a movie, they had an anime, they had a book. Like, to see all that to fully understand the plot, because right now we're kind of just thrust into the middle of the story. Oh, you're on this road trip, go over there, find your wife.
And for someone like
Whereas
me who hasn't touched anything, I didn't watch the movie. I don't know anything about the book or
Yeah.
the anime or anything.
Me
All I know
neither.
is I've got a whiny prince whose dad died, trying to run around and fix things by finding summons and shit. And really, the hero of
Yeah.
this story right now for me is Gladius. That guy's awesome. Everyone else is kind of annoying as shit.
Yeah, with the older games, I mean, the plot is a much more slow burn. Like, you're gradually introduced to each character and you're given their backstories. Whereas, push the car, here's your story.
Yeah.
I mean, the banter
find
and stuff
shit.
is fun. Yeah, go find
Sometimes, yeah.
stuff. But it's like, I feel like, I mean, you're trying to go find your wife or whatever, and there's like a war breaking out. But other than that, it's like, what? I feel like there's nothing really explaining why. I don't know. I'm just not satisfied.
Well, I'm not gonna give any spoilers because I'm already at the end of it, and I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who haven't finished it. There's a small majority of those who have, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Stick in there.
Okay.
Just
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
I already know some of it since I play it sitting next to you, so I've seen a lot that's happened. But
that's true. You've had the unfair advantage of
I
watching the
haven't
story
really
unfold.
been watching it, but like I've glanced over at times, so I have like an idea of what it. But I'm running it on my pace, so I'll catch up.
That's fair. I'm still not gonna say any spoilers for it, just for
Yeah.
the sake of argument.
Oh, no, that's fine.
But yeah, stick in there. The story, it doesn't. You're going to be let down for the story as it is, especially with how you've gone into it so far. Like you're already not impressed with the story, and with it being
Yeah.
a linear paper thin, you're being thrown into something. You're
Yeah.
not going to be impressed coming out of it. But at the same time, the slope isn't downhill. I mean, it's just a straight street. It's
Yeah.
as linear as it gets, and it's entertaining. It's not
Okay.
the most groundbreaking story to hit Final Fantasy. In fact, I still think 10 is much better when it comes to story wise. It was much more involved. I mean, this one, it suffices. I too haven't seen any of the comic books or the animes that went with it to try and keep the hype up over the 10-year span that it took to develop.
And I think that might be why I'm not so smitten with the plot. I mean, because how do you live up to 10 years of expectation?
See, and that's the other thing I think too. Like our expectations were so high because we had 10 years to develop this amazing masterpiece on the new gen that it was transferred to. And
PS3.
right. And the other thing is all of You know, I can't say all of, because right now the mass majority of, like, when you go to a movie, when you go see a movie in a movie theater, if you do, the expectation that you set for yourself for this movie, if you get let down, it's such a bummer, you know. Like I'm thinking Star Wars Episode 3 is going to be the greatest of the trilogy. It's going to be, and when I say trilogy, I mean, you know, 1, 2, and 3, not the whole, because you obviously can't beat 4, 5, and 6. But like my expectation was it's going to close this out. It's going to close the series down. It's going to be good. They're bringing Vader in. This is it. And when it came out, I was like, this is it. So it wasn't until the Marvel movies during the MCU and that whole construction that I actually got faith in movies again. But since Star Wars Episode 3, and there's been a bunch of these, my expectation, my bar was set so high that I was always disappointed. And I'm also in fear that that's what's happening with this game. Like, everybody's bar is so high that when this game came out, that they changed everything. The combat, and there's no magic. I mean, there's so many things that we had to learn and relearn when it comes to video games and what we're already programmed into knowing, that it's like, why are you doing this to us?
Well, I will say I do enjoy the combat system better than the turn-based of games past, but I absolutely despise the magic system.
I do too. I don't even bother using it.
No, I don't either.
Can I
mean, I'm really okay. I like the fighting style. I'm actually getting really good at comboing, you know, warp strike in with the lance, switch to the heavy sword to get like 2 good power things in, you know, whatever, parry your way or like, you know, phase your way around them, switch. I'm getting good at going back and forth with that. But the concept of making these, like, making magic or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because it's not magic, you're making like little, like, you're making alchemy or whatever. And then you lock onto these monsters in the fight, and then you have to like click to pull out your little flask of whatever. Then you have to aim it. I'm like, I'm already locked on. Can I just throw it at you? Like, why do I have to still aim and stand still while everyone else is still moving and can attack me? But I still have to. Like, it's so ass backwards.
And I never equip magic on myself. I just put it on my teammates. But it's like, I feel like they could have given us a tutorial or something on the magic crafting. And maybe, was there a tutorial? Did I miss it? I mean,
I didn't see one. I learned off Tony when he was dicking around with it.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing one either. I mean, I might have and just skip through it thinking, like I do with every other tutorial you run across in video games, like you get a tutorial on how to, or an instruction guide on how to put together I don't know, an IKEA. You don't look at it.
Yeah.
You just kind of glance over it.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the combat, but that magic system can just be taken out for all I care.
See, I was in the same boat that you guys were in. Like, I couldn't understand it. I didn't like it. It was just, I didn't like how it worked. I couldn't stand the fact that if you were to throw an element on the ground, and if you're standing in it or your party members are standing in it, I mean, there's no friendly fire. You're on fire. It's all really, really real when it comes to video game. Like, your characters get hurt from your own stuff. And the more I played it, the more I started using it. Like, there's one ability, and this one isn't really a spoiler because it's the second one you get on his skill tree. It's what's that little kid who likes to take pictures? The annoying
Prompto.
Pinocchio, Pistachio, Prompto.
Yeah, whatever you call him.
Whatever is stupid. That kid, he's the gunner of the group, and he has one of his techniques, one of his little special abilities is he can use the gravisphere, and what it is he just shoots like this big black hole into the middle of the arena, and it just sucks in every enemy into this focal point, and it does damage over time, and it keeps them in there for a minute. And once I figured that out, I would roll out of the battle, because it takes a minute for your screen to close, so you have a minute to get away before you can actually proceed to your next ability. So while that's happening, I'll have crafted a firebomb or an ice bomb or some element thing that I can throw, and I would throw it at them because they're all in the center. My targeting isn't going to get screwed up, so I know exactly where it's going to go in quick succession. Throw it on them, and they're doing damage because of that. Everybody, it's like an area of effect, so they're all in one spot. They're all getting DOT from my gravity black hole. They're getting DOT. They're all dead. All of them right there in one little thing. Once I started doing that, I'm like, magic is amazing. So I started using it more, and I got the whole targeting throwing system down. I got it to quick succession, and it's like I'm actually enjoying it. It's grenades. And Mike, you've played Division with me enough to know that I love throwing grenades. And
that
Josh,
you do.
Right. And Josh, Destiny, how often are we doing grenades?
Well, I mean, but there's a difference. Like, you're playing PvP, and like like I don't know, like the grenades are just kind of like a throwdown for the most part. These is I hate you have to go to these little like elemental nodes in the ground. You have to absorb that, then you have to craft something, then you have to equip it on and still aim and still it's very cumbersome. Like if you have to hit these nodes to build up your magic to a certain point, and then you like for X amount, you have to like keep recharging your magic. That'd be one thing.
True,
I mean,
that would be amazing.
You do for like like you do for the crafting because you have to recharge it when you run out. You have to go find more. That would make it better if I just like would have magic for it. I don't have to craft. I don't have to make like a potion. I could just be like, oh, I shoot lightning, and I'm still okay with the AOE, how it hurts other people and stuff. But like, I don't want to have to do all that just to throw. What do you make 3?
Yeah, 3.
You could make 3 grenades basically, and you still, like I said, you still have to aim. Like if it was just an auto throw, like I roll out, I press down for my ice bomb, chuck it, it goes towards who I'm targeting, boom, I can keep moving. I'd be a lot more down with that.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean, everyone, like you said, you got used to it, you like it. I'm much more of a, I'm getting really good at using the not just the warp strike, the one where you like teleport up above people, you get like your health very much just like in and out of the fight, like running around. But that's me.
Yeah.
So still, what are your thoughts? Because I think me and Tony just kind of went back and forth on that magic.
Oh no, I mean I
Good.
love combat, hate magic. I mean I'm hoping the story pans out a little bit because I mean I play Final Fantasy for the story first and foremost. I mean other than that, I mean does it live up to 10 years of hype and expectations? So far, no, but I'm willing to see it out to the end.
Actually, I have a question for you, Tony, since you're further than both of us. And like I said, I haven't been paying all the attention to when you're playing.
Yeah, what's up?
There's going to be DLC. There's going to be add-ons for this. We already know that they're going to create a multiplayer aspect where we can each control like a character. And I've already told Tony, Mike, that when we play, I got dibs on Gladius, so you can fight over whoever's left. Mine. Could you see from where you're at right now with story? Is there the potential to add like that, like DLC of adding new story or more story to this?
They can keep the story going.
There is a season pass in the works.
Okay.
And three story based DLCs from what I understand.
Yeah, my guess is
good. I didn't know that.
They haven't said anything, but my guess is because the DLC, the 3 packs that are coming, are each of the guys' story. So it's going to be one of 2 major scenarios in my mind. It's either going to be a prequel to when we actually pick up the game, like when they're pushing the car in the very beginning, it'll be led up to that, or it'll be what are the guys up to after the game kind of thing.
That's what I was more asking, is if they'd be able to keep going after the story. Like would it continue, like you just said it'd either be a prequel or a post, but like
without like spoiling too much, I mean yes, it could have to be very interested to see how it continues for a certain individual who will remain nameless, but I hate him.
Oh, I know. Okay, I do know that part. I did see that guy.
Something. There are things that happen to the characters in their individual ways, but I could see it happen.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, I never really do a whole lot of reading into like future stuff. When, like, for me, like, I didn't even know this was a 10-year game. I just saw the Final Fantasy, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pre-order it and play it because I love FF. Like, I knew nothing about the storyline, which is why, like I said, I didn't know anything about the books or the anime or anything like that. I was just like, yep, another Final Fantasy. Let's do it. I'm in.
Well, and that's actually kind of the cool part, because when you first boot it up, the first thing it says is something about, like, I don't remember the exact words, because I've always had it in rest mode, but it says, like, built for the players, the fans, and for first-timers.
Yeah.
So it's also driven to, who's never actually played one before, and now that consoles are something worth having in a household now, they do much more than just play games, and I don't know the percentage, I just pull one out of my ass, but I say most everybody kind of has a system, whether or not they actually play games with it. So to reach to everybody that has a system, hey, here's a Final Fantasy for you. We're going to hold your hand as you go through it so you can be like the rest of them who are the hardcore players. And so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I don't know, I lost my train of thought.
And once they get done playing this, they enjoy it, they can get the Final Fantasy VII remaster whenever that drops out.
That is.
It's gonna be a while. I just like the idea that I'll be able to replay it with better graphics. That's all. It's another one of those like the Borderlands. It'll be something I buy and casually deck around with when I'm in between games or just want a break of something.
Well, if the current rumors are to believe, the remaster is going to be episodic, and they're thinking it's just going to be broken down by disc. So the first disc is going to be Midgar. So the first episode would be Midgar. And
I might just wait for all down though, then so I can just play the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, there's a supposed quote unquote leak on NeoGAF that all of the Square Enix stuff that's in the pipelines for 2017, and I don't believe this one, but supposedly the first episode of Final Fantasy VII will come out next year, and then also they're doing a 30th anniversary collection for PS4, which will be Final Fantasies 1 through 9 on PS4.
Oh, I would buy that in
Oh.
a heartbeat.
We
I will
finally
buy
get
I can
to
that.
see
9.
that. I can see that happening. I don't really see the Final Fantasy VII remastering happening this year, in all honesty. But I could see a 30th anniversary collection for. I think that's within the realm of possibility.
But we're already
You know what?
scheduled to
With
get 12.
I'm already with Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and then whenever they fucking give me Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm okay with what Square's got for me in the future right now. Like
Yeah.
I got things to look forward to. So
Yeah, I mean, basically, you're going to be able, if the rumors are true, you'll be able to get every Final Fantasy on PS4 because I know they're doing the remaster for Final Fantasy 12 is coming out next year. I know there's already Final Fantasy 10 and 7 on PS4, so why not just bring the rest of them in like a $50 or $60 package, 9, 10 games or something.
totally get those and play through.
Mhm.
That'd be awesome. Because I never finished 12. I started on, what was it? That was PS2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started on that, and I got so far, and then I forget what happened, and I never went back to it. Something else. Maybe it was right when I switched over to that, and I just never went back to finish it. Shit, what happened to that disc? I don't even know. Oh well.
I mean, I've got Final Fantasy 12 down here, and I also have a PS2 that could be fired up.
No, I'll wait for those remasters. I got enough to play with now.
I'm just saying.
I don't have to like switch between systems. If I'm gonna go to an old system, it's gonna be for like Mario Kart 64 or some shit like that.
Which I have?
I know you got them all. Eventually, we're gonna get drunk and play like these
Question mark?
Yeah.
Well, I know for a
So-
fact I've got Super Smash Brothers for 64.
Ooh.
Dibs on Metroid.
That's... Damn it! No, Samus is mine! Alright, fine. Fuck.
Dibs on Metroid.
I was never more pissed than when I went to GameCube and they totally nerfed the shit out of Samus. Like it's like wasn't even the same. I was like, God damn it! That was my
No.
only ability to do anything.
Link got better when the... Alright, that's fine.
I feel like we're going off on a tangent on this, but
I
any
will
other
fight
thoughts
for
on
my right to
Final
play as
Fantasy?
Samus.
Whatever, bitch, I called it. Any other thoughts with 15?
Well, I gotta say,
It finally came out.
Okay, any other less generic thoughts on 15?
I'm happy with it. My expectations were low, so
Same.
I wasn't disappointed. I mean, yeah, the story could be a lot better. They could have put more effort into it. I mean, it was originally what 13 versus
Yeah.
13
versus 13.
Yeah, so I mean, they had all this time to put so much into the story, but at the same time, I'm also like, because of the analogy I gave earlier about movies, like I'm lowering the bar for pretty much everything that comes my way nowadays, because if it tanks, then I'm not disappointed. And for something like this, I'm not gonna rely, because they had 10 years. Who knows what could have actually came out, and what came out isn't terrible, isn't amazing, isn't great, isn't the best Final Fantasy out there. But I'm still gonna throw it into, like, when they ask what's your top 5 Final Fantasies, like, I'm gonna say everybody says 7. That's just fact.
Yeah.
That's just science. 10.
I like
12.
6. I like the
6?
one right before 7.
Is it actually called 6, or is it called something else?
I don't know. It was the one that in America, the one right before 7 came.
It was 3 in America. It was 6 in Japan.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, the one with Locke and Terra and Celis.
Yeah, where Terra, you lose her in the ship, and I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Then again, that was like my first real delve into. Like I had the original Final Fantasy, but that was so I had no idea where the fuck I was doing in that one. You know what I mean? Like it's talk about but I had no idea where the fuck I'm going, and you couldn't go through some waterways. It was that one. Oof, no.
Yeah.
So 6, 7, 10, 15, and I really like 9.
Yeah.
Or 9. Wait, no. Which one was Squall? Is that 8 or 9?
8 is Squall.
9 was the one with the little monkey dude, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
Did
play.
not like that one. I didn't like the graphics for that. It was way too like oddly cartoonish. Just I was not a fan. Except for the Black Mage, he was the shit.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Vivi.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's growing on me. It's that like Tony said, it's definitely in my top 5, but
what they do to expand on it will greatly influence that, because
Mm-hmm.
I know there's parts that I hate right now, especially with driving the car with that retard who won't let you drive at night, and I can't just turn off the fact that like, I'm gonna drive every fucking time, dude. Shut the fuck up.
All right,
Stop
well then,
fucking
I'm gonna
minutes.
I no. That was the worst, and I hate much. But just to set your mind at ease and anybody else's mind who's in the same boat as you, it's not going to be a spoiler. But before this, it's not even story related. But by chapter 6, he's gonna stop doing that, and you can do auto
Yeah.
at night.
But
But
he
it just-
still comes up to you and is like, it's dangerous to drive at night. Like we should like go back to camp or town. It's like, dude, just every single time, just like
Well, he
disable
stops
that
doing
shit.
no. He stops
No,
doing
yeah.
that too. He doesn't
Yeah,
do
he
that.
completely stops doing it. They basically just he basically learns that fuck it, we're gonna do it no matter what. But
Yeah.
Like,
so far,
I won't give it away in the story, but you'll know when you get there. There's
Okay.
a certain point
Good.
that's
'Cause
really
it's annoying as
obvious.
shit right now.
Yeah, he'll stop, and then he'll like.
it's so mad
it
at the
gives you-
game. It just laughs at me.
Worse.
Yeah, it's like just let me drive, dude. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Just shut up.
No,
Sit
and
in the
he'll
back.
do it. He'll do it for you. You can do auto at night. Like there's no more restrictions when you early on in the chapters. The thing is once you get to like chapter 3, that's when the open world actually opens up for you, and you get sidetracked with all the side quests.
Yeah,
I mean it happens.
that's when it finally clicked for me because like the first area, I mean it's open but it's small, but once you get to the Dusky region, then it really opens up, and that's when it finally clicked for me because before then I just wasn't having it.
Yeah, I'm at. I think I just got done with the story mode, so I'm back in the open world. I have to. I want to be able to go through. I have to do the next story mode to be able to. I'm not trying to give things away. Like you lose your car, which isn't a big deal. Like you can't drive, so you have to go do something. But once I get
Mhm.
that back, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go back and start doing actual open world stuff before I get sucked into, like you guys said, the straight linear component that comes along later. I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, I want to be able to
In
go
fact-
stick around with some stuff first.
Right. In fact, actually, I just want to clarify. Since you just said it, that's exactly what I was talking about. When you lose your car in the story, and when you get from that point forward, he never bothers you again, and he always drives
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
my bad. I told you. I mean, it's not a
Yeah,
spoiler.
no.
It's like
Well, I was just trying to stay away from actually saying anything from the game, but yeah, no, that's what happens. So it's that you have that to look forward to, and it happens early on
there you
in
go.
the story.
Spoiler alert, people. You can throw that in earlier. I wasn't thinking, and I
No
just
worries.
whatever.
It's fine.
It's
but-
been a week, people. You should have your car back by now. Come on.
Yeah, no, get with it. But also with that, I wanted to let you know that there are 2 focal points in the story progression of the chapters that prevent you from staying in your main map where you can level up and do all your side quests. And this isn't a spoiler either. So at chapter 3 and chapter 6, those are your checkpoint chapters in order to get anything you want done in the game before the main story locks you out until you beat the game. So chapter 3, that's when everything opens up. That's your first checkpoint. Chapter 6, once you get into, you're not going to be able to touch anything quest-wise. So you've got those 2 to get your shit done.
Yep, that's where I'm finishing up 3 or 4 or whatever, and then I'm gonna dick around with stuff for a while before I even try and get into that linear stuff because I want to be able to play around.
Mm-hmm.
Giggity. But yeah, stick with the story. It's worth it.
All right, cool.
Do we want to talk about something different then? 'Cause
Yeah,
there was a
let's-
whole lot of FF15.
I really needed to get all that off my chest, though. I've been,
Oh, I know.
but yeah, no,
I
you're
just
right.
didn't want people to like get burnt out and like, dude, they won't shut up about Final Fantasy.
Well, shut up. No. So let's see. Next month or
Mhm.
this month, December, seeing as how we're mashing them all together, we got
Yeah.
our Kingdom Hearts that's coming out. Josh, I know
Yep,
you're super
I'll
excited
be getting
for that.
that. I'll be on that one. Yep, that's my jam.
So you gotta finish Final Fantasy. No dessert until you finish your dinner.
What a fat fuck! I'll eat it all. I don't care.
And then that's funny. And then today's Tuesday, so that must mean that The Last Guardian release that came out today, right?
Yeah, and that's another game with a 10-year development cycle out of the gate finally.
Nothing I've seen about that game has got my interest whatsoever. And granted, I've only really seen the trailer and we've heard what people have talked about, like Tony and our friend Rich mentioned it, but I have zero to do with that.
It's relying on cult status. It's by the guys who made Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. It's like the final part of the trilogy. Like that's why people are just hyped about it.
So
they're good. I don't know. They're good. I wouldn't go out of my way for it, but if someone who owns a copy, I mean, I'd give it a whirl.
fair enough.
Yeah, Rich has a boner over those games.
Yeah, he's big on those.
You know that dog, cat, dragon, bird thing is gonna die at the end, right? That or the little boy is. One of them's gonna die.
We've all seen Neverending Story.
Yeah.
One of the best movies ever.
That's what that game is. Neverending Story.
Does he lose his horse? Because that's sad.
Old Yeller style. Takes it out
Oh,
back
God.
and puts a bullet in
When
his
the
head.
horse dies in that movie, completely off topic, nothing to do with Last Guardian. But dude, talk about choking up. Come on now.
My feels.
Yeah, it gets dusty every time.
Full.
I came here to talk about video games, not to feel things.
Hey, I feel things during video games. Tony and I were just we're gonna go
Don't
back
no
to Final
stop
Fantasy.
stop talking about feeling and us together. Just no, we're done.
Oh, fuck you! I'm talking about Final Fantasy. My brain just died on me. 7 when what's her face died.
Oh, Aries, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Did you see that? Did you see that
Yeah.
like theory? Not that theory, but like that joke online that she wasn't really dead because dead bodies float. So Cloud
That's
just
a little
basically
extreme.
drowned her.
It was
Well, then there's-
PlayStation 1.
Huh?
What, Tony?
It was PlayStation 1. They didn't really have a whole lot to graphic-wise to think all that through.
Well, I'm sure dead bodies still floated 17 years ago.
They
Like-
couldn't animate it.
But either way, Last Guardian, yeah, all gonna die, old yellow style.
Yeah.
Let's get us back on track. Did
Yeah, either way, I'm not looking forward to it. I
anything
don't
else
care.
drop today in terms of new games or no?
Let them die. Let them do something. That one was a free game right now. Actually, I just downloaded.
Let them eat cake.
No,
It's the sequel to Let Them Die.
Ah,
some free game that is in the store right now that I downloaded this
Meh.
afternoon. Yeah,
Whatever.
that's-
Yeah, nothing really.
The one thing I know, to anybody that happens to go through looking for platinums, Mike found. Credit to you on this.
Don't
one,
put
buddy.
this on me.
I have to put this on you, but I follow it too because kind of a trophy whore. That's just how it works.
Mhm.
I have to tell you this. There is a game in the store. It only costs 99 cents, and it will give you a platinum in roughly 20 minutes because all you have to do is press the X button
Oh, are you
10,000 times.
fucking talking about Mayo again?
My name is Mayo.
Jesus, that game. I listened to you click your fucking phone or PS Vita for like an hour and a half straight. I was
20
like,
minutes.
fuck? Whatever. It felt like forever because it was just like click, 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 click.
Oh my god, yeah. So, yeah, and the game transfers, so if you have a Vita, you can get the platinum 9 cents. So there you go, trophy whores, get it.
No,
There's a
hard
stream of
pass.
it up on the channel too, if you want to see what it is.
Hard pass.
You took the time to stream 20 minutes of you clicking a button.
Well, the thing is I was doing a review for Alien Isolation, and the story was so slow. I was getting really frustrated because I couldn't figure out where to go. And then it was like later, somebody was watching my stream and telling me like, "Hey, I saw the grate you were supposed to get in, but I didn't tell you." I'm like, oh, that could have trimmed off 30 minutes of aggression. So I rage quit and I played. My name is Mayo.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Ridiculous.
We all reach our lows.
Yeah, no. Do you want to talk a little Destiny? I mean, there's not much happening. We really haven't played it, but I know there's some stuff going on with that and things coming up.
Oh, yeah, Sparrow Racing comes out next week.
Well, right this week, I know Iron Banner Rift is going on right now, and I guess lately for the vendor roles, everything's been like max roll, like top line, like the scout rifle they just dropped in that is like god tier. It's like max stability, auto, goddammit,
Fire?
full auto and like other stuff. It's interesting. I hate Rift, and not enough of my friends still play regularly for me to do team stuff on there, I don't believe. But there's that if anyone's interested. But the real stuff coming up, like you said, is Sparrow Racing, which is coming back, and the New Dawning, which is going to have 3 new strikes, whole new gear sets, and upgrades to like some new bounties, like weekly bounties you can do and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. We get new strikes?
Yep, they're changing Omnigol, the Nexus Mine, the one where it has like the Hydra in the center at the end, where you used to like
Yep.
cheese about sitting that one, and why can't I think of Tanix?
Oh, good.
Uh,
Fuck Tanix.
The one, the Nexus Mine actually has 2 different versions. One will be a standard Vex, whatever you run through the Vex one. The other one will be Taken. But
So kind
they've
of like how
changed-
they did with the other ones, where you have either Taken or the original.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the one that has like the difference, but they've made modifications to those strikes. Like in Omnigol, there's like that green slowing gas stuff, clouds, whatever.
Oh,
Those
okay.
will pop up, and then I think when Omnigol gets like 50%, she spawns a bunch of ogres in that tiny ass room. So
Great.
it's
Hard
there's
mode.
that. Yeah, kind of basically. Tanix, like the tank has changed, and the final room, there's some other stuff. He has like a shield and some other stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head of the strikes when I saw it come in.
And and for Nexus Mind, it puts like a buff on you. You know, like they've had it before where your screen starts to go black, and then you have to like run. It's
Yeah.
it's Vault of Glass. That's what it is. It's like the Templar fight with Vault of Glass. They have like a
Oh.
shield that you pick up that you can like shoot at her, and then you
And
start
bubble
going
your
blind.
party.
You don't have to bubble. Like when it happens, little pools of light will randomly spawn around the map, and you just have to make it to that to cleanse
okay.
yourself. But remember they drop they teleport in monsters.
Yeah,
So
of course.
for that, you're running for that pool, and they're spawning like 20 Vex right next to you. So it looks fun. It's different, and they changed the scoring system for strikes. It's kind of like Crucible now. Like if you kill a goblin, it's like +10. You kill a stronger person, it's +50. And actually, it's more like Prison of Elders. You'll have stuff to go through, like you got to get 100 of this or do XYZ, and they have bounty rewards for that, for high-end loot or whatever for that. So they've made some changes for the strikes. There'll be 4 total Sparrow Racing League
Maps.
Okay. 2 new ones, 2 old ones. For those who don't have Rise of Iron, you can play all 4 of them in private matches, but you can't play them like public unless you have everything.
Right, because you have to be matched with people who have the stuff.
Correct. I'm trying to think what else is dropping. Icebreaker's coming.
Yeah, I saw that. They're redoing
And there's
Icebreaker.
2 new Thunderlord exotics, 1 void, 1 solar.
Yeah, for each element.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff is dropping, and I'm sure I'm missing something, but that's the majority of what's coming next week.
It sounds like they're just trying to give us a bunch of stuff to keep us occupied until Destiny 2.
That's I feel like they're bringing back some old favorites. Icebreaker. There's some new not shaders but skins for weapons. They're just kind of bringing back some stuff. I bet you like before the end of the year you'll probably see Vex Mythoclast come back at some point as nerf data, because I mean obviously they're gonna have to make changes to Icebreaker because people were not spamming. God damn it.
They were exploiting.
Cheating. Yeah, exploiting. Thank you. In Crucible and things like that. I'm sure there'll be some changes made, but I feel like by the end of Destiny's life, Destiny 1 at least, they'll be bringing back all the old stuff. Just be like, hey, here's some fun stuff for you. Play with it, and then guess what? Here's 2.
That would be fun.
So I might pop on this week at some point, maybe try and run a little bit just to get on there, but I'm making promises. Final Fantasy is kind of really fun right now. So next week, though, I will, because the new I showed you saw the picture that the gear for the new stuff is like kind of really cool. It's like very like bright, looking shit.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna platinum. I'm gonna be I'll have the platinum for Final Fantasy 15 next week at the rate that I'm going here.
Yeah, but you still have to do all your fishing, which you hate.
Well, I'm just gonna wait until somebody throws a video up online that says, "Hey, here's the best way to get from 1 to 10 in 2 hours." And then just fucking do that. No, I don't give a shit about the fishing in that game. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna sit back.
I really don't either.
Let it do its thing, watch some Netflix, and then there it is. I'm done. I did my fair share of fishing.
Fair enough.
I'll have to do enough of it in the process of getting to 10 anyways. So
true.
That's it for me, really.
That's about all I've been playing. Not a whole lot outside. Basically running the same shit as you, just at a slower pace.
Mike,
you got anything else you want to add? Any of the games, thoughts?
No, pretty much same thing. Final Fantasy, man. It's been eating up a lot of my time.
I will say non-game related, but 2 weeks. Rogue One.
Mm.
I'll be there.
Ooh.
We'll be there Thursday.
Yep. I only thought of that because I looked over at the book. I'm reading the Catalyst beforehand, the lead into the movie, and I need to finish that before the movie starts. So
get on your shit, Josh.
Fuck you. It's Final Fantasy to play and jobs and life shit.
Life.
Stuff. But
other than
that, that's all I got. So.
I mean, next month we got Resident Evil 7.
We should have a new setup for our next podcast too. Probably a little better.
Yeah, I'm working on upgrading our how we do this, and when Resident Evil 7 comes out, we'll all have some pretty interesting streaming videos for it too, because it's supposed to be incredibly frightening, which I'm really excited for, especially in VR. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get my hands on one of those, and we'll do some reaction videos. Maybe we can get some of our other friends in here. So, anyways, that's pretty much what's going on next month. We're just going to be talking about Resident Evil 7 and whatever else happens to, I don't know, pop up since then.
Sounds good. I like it.
Yeah. That's it for us then on that, I suppose. Find us on Facebook. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's Casual Critics with a Z. Not that hard to find. We're always posting stuff, and we're always streaming some videos and reviews and all kinds of goofy stuff. So check us out, see what's going on. The only other thing that's going on for me is a buddy of mine who I'm friends with, my buddy Dan and Eric Mew, have their own podcast they do. It's called Ramble On About Movies. They pretty much do movie reviews as they come out. So they'll go to the theater and do first last minute impressions, like immediately after the movie is done. They'll give a quick review. They do monthly rumbles where they gather some friends and pit them against some questions for an hour and a half, and they do a lot of really cool stuff. They got a lot of good videos on their channel. Look for them on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes. It's called Ramble On About Movies. I'll put a link in there, but I guess I'm gonna be hosting their comic book thing next month. So
Oh, are you? Didn't know that.
yeah,
Nice.
they hit me up yesterday, I think. Something about
Question
that.
mark? Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Well, a good friend of mine, Erica May, is being featured on one their Rumble for this month. So she was asking me about it, and that's kind of how it all came about. So they're like, "Cool." So yeah, I'll put a link to them in there. Follow them. They're pretty damn interesting. I always get a kick out of watching
I enjoyed listening
those
to him.
guys.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. What else you got going on, Josh? You got anything you want to throw out there?
I don't have a whole lot going on outside of just life, really. Finally gonna hit some hockey games, but nobody gives a shit about that. So,
True story.
hey, come on now. You're from Minnesota. Isn't that like half your blood type?
It's a little racist.
Is it racist when you're talking about blood type in hockey?
It's a little bloodist.
There you go. We'll go with that. Why not? Sorry, eh?
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
don't you know.
I kid.
Well, I know who's not getting some tater tot hot dish now.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and get some Tim Hortons for all of us, don't you know?
And we've officially gone off the rails.
What about you, Mike?
Pretty
What you got
much.
going on? Anything
Nothing.
you want to throw out there?
No, I'm gravy.
I like gravy.
Gravy's good, man.
Well, in that case, we're gonna go ahead and close it. Hope your holidays treat you well. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we're gonna be on hiatus until January. That's when we're gonna come out with some more stuff. So hopefully we'll have some more to catch up on. Sorry, this one ran a little bit longer than expected, but kind of had a feeling it would. Putting 2 months together, so
Yeah.
episode 4, when that comes out next year, we're hoping to have a bunch of new changes to how we do some things and give you some more videos to watch. So please find us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of goofy stuff up there. And
Sounds good.